episode 95. 95. And we're going to be talking about some key things about baseball. We just had the MLB draft a couple days ago, and we had a total of 15 shortstops come out in the first round, which I think that was crazy, but we know shortstops can play any position on the field, right, Jason? We already know that. So there's three things that we'll talk about today. What are the pros and cons about playing in the MLB? The pros and cons, because you're working for a system. Also, we're going to talk about what does it take to be consistent to stay in the minor league system? Because sometimes some people stay there a lot longer than expected, which Jason knows that as well. And what are the three things we can prepare to get a college scholarship? I got my very own special guest today is Jason Michaels. He was the 44th round in 1996 MLB draft for the Tampa Bay Rays. He had a career batting average of 263. Also, he's played quite a bit. He's played with the Phillies, the Indians, the Gardeners, formerly known as the Indians, and the Astros. And he has a very, very good training facility called the Big League Approach in Tampa, Florida. How you doing, Jason?
Good, Seville. Thank you for having me on.
Man,
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. You have a wealth of information and knowledge. I just want to say thanks again for coming on, and let's get right to it, man. I mean, coming out of Florida, which I know where you're from, compared to today's draft versus back when you got drafted in '96, what are some of the things you've noticed already that are different from then till today?
Okay. Well, first of all, I've been drafted four times. Four of the past, yeah, because at a high school, you can go, if you go to junior college, it's a draft and follow. And I don't know if they do that anymore, to be
Four
honest with
times?
you.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
four. Yeah, so out of high school, 49th round. And then after my sophomore year at junior college, 44th. And then the 15th round by the Cardinals after my junior year. And then the fourth round my senior year. So I came out as a senior out of Miami. And
Wow.
yeah, you know what? It was funny because the draft just happened, and excited about these guys to start their professional career. And it was I didn't I've been drafted four times, but I didn't feel like I was mentally ready until my last time.
Okay.
And everybody asked me, says, "Why didn't you sign?" I go, "Well, one, they didn't give me
Enough,
much of
enough
an
money.
incentive money, and but I didn't feel like I was mentally mature enough yet. So I
Oh,
needed all 4 years of college.
okay.
It's because when you get in the minor league system, you can actually tell the guys are out of high school or the guys are out of college just by their maturity.
Oh, okay. I got you. So, Jason, you said four times, which I did not know that. So you got drafted
Yeah.
out of high school,
Yep.
out of JUCO,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
out of
both
Miami.
years. Yeah, both years out of Miami.
Oh,
So I didn't
junior
get
and
drafted
senior.
my freshman year out of junior college.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
that was they would have been five, which probably would have been a record. I guess would tie a record, um,
Wow, that's a lot.
it's pretty yeah, it's pretty nice to see that. I was just having a lesson, and I told my last client because he goes, "Yeah, I watched the draft." I said, "Well, the number 11 pick, Jamie Arnold." I said, "I trained him here as a hitter, and I guess I must have trained him bad because he went right to pitching and did pretty well." Yeah, he was wanting to try to be a two-way guy, but he was just excelling so much as a pitcher that I think
Oh,
he wanted to, stick with pitching, and very happy for him.
that's good. That's good. That's good information, man. I mean, because I know the draft just took place as well. I mean, I started off in the intro. I talked about 15 shortstops, Jason. 15 in the first round. 15. So, what's your intake? Because I had another guy I had on the show, and he told me that most of those guys are probably going to play a different position, which I know that. But for the listeners' sake, can you educate? Because a lot of guys, they are shortstops, but they're athletes. We know that. So, can you elaborate? What do you think is going to happen to those 15 shortstops, first rounders?
Absolutely. And so if I were to go to and watch a game, either a high school game, a college game, or even a pro game, and if I was going to scout,
Okay.
one of the main things I'm looking at is their feet.
Okay.
Feet are going to tell me a lot. If they're going to be able to tell me, if they can play other positions. Pretty much all infielders can play outfield. Not all outfielders can play infield. Okay? So by taking the most athletic, it gives you, yeah, most likely they won't end up there.
Okay.
But it's a smart play. I mean, that's kind of what I would do. I thought there was a lot of young, a little bit more young guys than I would have thought of, as
Hmm.
far as the guys out of high school. But they're all great talent. A lot of them got great arms,
Right.
and I'm excited for them to start their journey.
Yeah, it's interesting you just said that because I went to which you know I'm in South Florida. I went to a rookie. They don't call it rookie ball anymore. I went to a rookie ball game. I call it a rookie ball game
Me
up
too.
in Palm Beach. In Palm Beach, see the Astros because one the manager is a good friend of mine with the Astros. I've never been. I've been to minor league games with Jason. The game that I seen, it was just like a college game. Truthfully, I mean, I mean, you expect a little bit more. I've been to some double A games, single A, triple A games in the big leagues, but when I went to that one, it felt different. It wasn't no one in the stands. Nobody was watching
No.
them. Wasn't nobody there. I seen scouts. There was a lot of, probably about 6 scouts, but it was just interesting because I expected something different. I mean, maybe you can give a little bit hands-on, a little information about that
Yeah.
because when they get drafted, they don't call it rookie ball anymore, but it's really rookie ball. Can you kind of educate us about that?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got some firsthand knowledge on that. So I was done playing in 2012 with the Nationals in AAA. They asked me to stay on next year to be a player coach. They didn't have us. They wanted me to mentor the younger guys.
Okay.
They said, "Hey, we would love for you to be around the rookie ball guys, the 17 to 20-year-olds guys, out of the Latin countries,
Right.
or high school kids that were kind of drafted late, and to be around them." And I just sat back and I watched, and the talent is there. I'm not worried about the talent. It's just the difference between them. And I was telling guys, I said, guys, there's not much difference between you and a big leaguer, other than some obviously a little bit more physical maturity. Kind of growing your body a little bit more. But you're not going to face any better arms. I'll tell you that right now. You're not. I mean, they're great arms.
Right.
They're not around the plate as much.
Right.
So it was actually, and I tell guys this, I said it was actually easier as I went up in the minor league system and got to the big leagues. It was actually a little bit easier, I say that loosely, to hit because the pitchers are more around the zone.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care how hard a guy throws. I mean,
Okay.
if you can't throw a strike with your fastball, it's going to be tough for you to pitch or try to go up. They're not gonna call a guy up from the minor leagues that's walking a lot of guys.
Correct.
I,
Correct.
that's
It's common sense. It's just
yeah.
common sense.
So they got to have some control.
Wow.
But yeah, that was probably the difference. It was like, guys, it's just a little bit of physical maturity, obviously a little bit more experience, but hand-eye coordination, arm strength,
Right.
the athleticism of the guys, pretty
Right.
much the same.
Same. Yeah. And it's interesting you said that, Jason, because I was right behind home plate and they had the guns. And it was like 94, 95.
Oh,
I've
it
seen
is.
that before too in college because I played college baseball. So that wasn't a problem. But as I was watching the game, you hit it right on point. You were on point. I was like, it's just like going to a upgrade college baseball game. I mean, the only difference was they're all hitting with wooden bats and they're strong as an ox. They're all strong. It's just the game's a little slower. The game is just a little bit slower, just a little bit. As far as talent wise, I could just a little bit, not much, Jason. So that's just something that I've seen. My next question is this: what are some of the pros and cons of playing in the MLB? The good parts and the bad parts, because now it's a little bit different than when you played, because now it's real technical, analytical, everything's. So what would you say the pros and cons right now?
Well, I mean, that I got a chance to play my dream. That was the pro. That was, I guess in anything that you do, if it's a sport or if it's, any kind of business, you want to get to the top. You
Top.
want to be,
Right.
the top in your field.
Feel.
Obviously the money, it was good, but getting a chance to play with all these great players and travel, go to all the big cities. The cons is that your face is out there. I mean, you are in the public. So you mess up on that field, ESPN, MLB Network, now all the social media is going to throw you. And I had a big blooper in 2004, and I'm glad there wasn't social media around. you know, where they would have blown me up all over the place.
Wow.
Um, but other than that, that's kind of the cons is that you're
Okay.
going to be out in the face. And so if you mess up, everybody's going to know.
Wow. Wow. And it's good you said that because now I'm talking about minor league versus major league. It's a big difference. But the games wise, there's more games with the Major League Baseball. There's a whole lot more games. For a guy that's coming out of high school, I'm asking this question for you. Coming out of high school, he gets drafted. He's only used to playing. I coach high school baseball here. You only play 25 to 30 games, period, in South Florida. That's all you're going to play. But, with that, making that transition, how do they prepare themselves for that 100 games? I mean, how do you prepare? Could you get some advice for that?
It's, because when I got drafted, it was early June, out of
Okay.
college. And then I went and played. So I just got done playing about 60 games in college. And then I went to short season. I don't think they have that
No, they
anymore.
don't have it. They don't have it.
And so in short season, you play like a half season, which would be, I don't know how many games it was, 67, I think.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now I end up playing about 120 games at the end of the season. And then I went and played more because you kind of go to instructional ball after that. Um, it's, I actually enjoyed the fact that I was able to play every day because in this game, we have to have a short-term memory. We have to have a short-term memory. Whereas, maybe in high school or in college, maybe I had a bad series. Well, I got to wait 2 or 3 or 4 days before that next game. Whereas in
Right.
pro ball and in big leagues, I'm able to try hopefully to turn that page. Now, a lot of guys couldn't do that, and that's really the difference. Is it's up here, and which is goes to a lot of my teaching, and that helped out. The guys I was mentoring with the Nationals organization,
Okay.
kind of put it in perspective. I was working on their approaches either at the plate, on defense, outfield or infield. I was an outfielder and base running.
I
That
like
they
that.
just wanted me around, and I enjoyed the crap out of that. It was a lot of fun. I just couldn't sustain it. I had to be back home into Tampa for my family.
I get it. I get it. And that's good, man, because I watched some of your videos. And for the people that just tuned in, this is episode 95. Jason Michaels, former Major League Baseball player. He has a facility called the Big League Approach in Tampa, Florida. Check it out. It's really good on TikTok. That's what got my attention. And I like your approach when you're teaching because, I mean, you're kind of like old school, which I love it. I love the old school type. Get right to the point. And it's something that you talked about, which goes back to your title of your business, the Big League Approach. Where did you get that name from? Just out of curiosity.
I credit me staying in the big leagues with this. I mean, and that's what kept me in the big leagues. And I've played with guys, against guys, superstar talent.
Okay.
They couldn't handle the ups and downs of the game, and that's what they kind of get weeded out in the minor leagues. That's why some guys just can't make that jump to the big leagues and stay. But it's a business as with anything. You got to produce. You produce, you stay. You don't. They got other guys just as talented as you, and give them a shot. They can be more consistent, and there you go.
I like what you said that because and you correct me if I'm wrong. When you're playing pro ball, the coach is not going to tell you what to do. You're going to have to just it's a job. And a lot of guys making that transition from college to pro, there's sometimes that it's a little different because you may have a player that may say, hey Jason, let's go, man. Let's go. You woke up late. Just say you're in college. In pro, you wake up late, you're out. And so, how can you make that mental, can you give us some advice? How do you make that mental shift coming from college or high school, playing pro ball, the mental approach? You talked about the mental, which I like that. What are a couple tips you can give some of the listeners about the mental approach, making that shift from the next level?
I mean, it's a grind. You gotta want it. If you don't want it, it's gonna be tough. You gotta want it. You gotta be disciplined, and you gotta do it. You keep going. You grind through it. I mean, this is what you kind of been working your life for. Is here you are now. You're a professional. A professional baseball player. All right. How do I get to that next step? I mean, and a lot of it's consistency. That's what I want to see from my clients. I want any coach wants to see consistency.
Mm.
You know, and that's what will keep us from having those long, um, I guess, slumps. You know, we don't want to have a long slump. We gotta try to keep it where you don't have that long slump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you brought up another question, Jason. That's good. What you
Okay.
just said,
Yeah.
slumps. Let's talk about slumps. Which you
Yeah.
had a slump. I had. Everyone has slumps. My question to you is this: how can you give a tip to one of the listeners that they're in a slump? I'm just going to
Mhm.
be very transparent. They're like two f- 2 for 20, and they're slumping.
Mhm.
We know it's mental. It's really basically more mental than anything. What are some of the things you did to get out of slumps so you can get back in the lineup?
Well, you know, I think I learned more about hitting now that I'm done and I'm working with players individually now. And I ask my guys when they come in, maybe they'll have a travel ball tournament over the weekend, and I'm like, hey, how did it go? And they would say, no, not good, not good. I'm slumping. I can't do it. I said, well, hold on a second. Do you say you're in a slump because you're not getting hits? And everyone goes, yeah. I go, okay, well, let's go over that. Why are you swinging at bad pitches? Are you taking the good pitches? You know, what's your discipline up there? How's your plate approach coming? And I'll get it like that. And a lot of the times is that they're taking the good pitch and they're swinging at the bad pitch.
Mm.
And that's everybody. We can turn on the major league game and I can watch. It's hard for me to watch a full game because I get upset. I get fired up a little bit, especially if the guy's taking a fastball when these guys are throwing 95 plus.
Right.
What are we waiting on?
What are we waiting on?
I don't know.
Yeah, what are we waiting on? Let's get it going. I like that. I love it, Jason. I love your mentality, man. I mean, I really enjoyed your TikTok, your videos, and I'm like, this guy is like, he reminds me of myself so much. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. He's not soft. Let's get it done. Let's work on it. Don't worry about the past. Let's worry about now and do what we need to do. You talked about consistency. And that's one of the main things that you have to be to make it to the next level, and any level, and in business, and
Yep.
baseball, and MLB, and marriage, which I'm married. Everything you got to be consistent. So for a kid, give you a scenario. You got kids now. I call it the daddy, mommy and pop baseball. So my question to you, you're laughing. How do you teach a kid to be consistent when they're so used to getting what they want all the time? When they have that adversity, how do you help them get? They have the talent. They got the talent, Jason. You see it. It's here and here. They want to play, but it's just something's not clicking. How do you help them be more consistent?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I ask every one of my clients when they come in every single time, "What's your plan today? What are we working on?"
Oh,
And a lot of them are going, "I don't know." I don't know. And I'm like, meaning that in order for us to be consistent, we have to have a plan. We have to have a plan that we can trust.
that's right.
And it could be just as simple as, hey, I'm not going to hit the top of the cage, or I'm going to stay inside the ball, or I'm going to try to hit coach. Fine. I mean,
Mhm.
whatever it is to be consistent. And I am getting a lot more consistency, especially from my younger players,
Okay.
about having a plan and sticking with it. And so
I
that
like
that really the main thing is having a plan. But some of these kids don't know how to have a plan.
correct. Correct.
And a lot of the times, I'm working with, and I don't want to give them the answers. I want them to tell me the answer that I want to hear.
Hmm. You
You
want
know
them
what
to
I'm saying?
think. I want you to
Yes.
think.
Yes. I'm like,
You want
hey, you are your best hitting coach.
correct.
Everybody else is number two because we don't know what's going on in between those years.
Mm. And it's,
So
it's
yeah,
good that
having
you.
a plan.
That's good, Jason. What you said. I thought about something because I've had quite a few videos and I've done quite a few podcasts. And the
Mhm.
one guy that you're probably going to respect, I don't know if you do, but you probably will respect him as a baseball player, would be there's two guys, King Griffey
Mhm.
and Barry Bonds. And the two things they have in common was they basically wait for their pitch. They're going to wait for but they're very aggressive and focused. They're extremely focused. And when I put those videos, I start getting all these people like, wow, 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 wow. And then they say, well, Barry did this. And I'm like, oh, let's cut that out. Let's talk about his hitting. Let's just talk about him hitting the ball. My question to you is this: how can we help the average high schooler trying to go D1 become a more consistent, better hitter, because at the end of the day, you said the key word. They don't have a plan. I mean, I coach high school ball here in South Florida, and I'm like, okay, we got runner on first and third and one out. What are we doing? I'm asking you a question because I want to know, do you know what's their approach? Well, coach, I'm just going to hit the ball. I'm like, no, 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 we're not hitting the ball. I need you to have a plan of action. So can you teach them how to have a plan of action before they get to the plate, Jason?
Yeah,
Before they
no,
get to the plate.
absolutely. That's the whole thing. I said we got to have a plan. I said, think about it at night when you're laying in bed. Kind of visualize some success. I'm not talking about hitting a home run, and that's the tough thing with guys in high school. And I tell them, I said, you guys aren't that good. What's a high school hitter? What do they have? 32 games, 35 games. I'd say, what's a leader in home runs? 6, 8, maybe 10?
10.
I said, you're not that good. And I'm not getting down on you. I said, you're not that good. But we're boys, okay? We're males. And us males, we're always trying to do something more than we should.
Should. That's right.
And so I said, when you go out to a field, you see a fence, I go, what do you want to do? Different than everybody else. I said, but let's be realistic. You're not a home run hitter.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Keep the ball out of the air. I mean, I am constantly preaching to my guys, stop hitting the top of the cage. I mean, those are outs. I don't want to practice an out. Stay above the ball, keep the ball out of the air. And people don't understand that. Is if you want to hit more home runs or you want to drive the ball more, don't try to lift. We have enough lift in our line drive swing. Hit line drives. Those line drives will turn into home runs. Like I had one home run my high school, my varsity, in varsity, one home run. And then I go on to college and hit 55. I mean, what was the difference? I don't know. I mean, I think I just got bigger and stronger.
Right.
Guys were throwing harder, and I was able to. Now I'm starting to drive the ball a little bit more.
Further. Right.
But it's hard to teach, especially young hitters, teenage hitters, to stay out of the top of the net or stay out of the air. That's you're going to hit the ball in the air. You just got to understand this. It's different when we go on the field. When we go on the field, our back shoulder is going to go down. I don't want to train that way. It's hard. But I'm getting some good, so I got some good clients that I said, as long as you're coachable, we can work here. If you're not coachable, I'm not going to waste my time.
I like that.
Or your parents' time. There's no reason for that.
Jason, that's really good what you just said, because South Florida, you know how we deal with people here. You know what the deal is. I had a kid that's about 5'8", probably weighed about 160 pounds. So he's going, I won't say the name because you know who they are. He goes to this place and they change his swing. Totally. They changed it. They changed it.
You just said it right there. Nobody should change your swing. Your swing's your swing. Your body, Savell, my body's different than yours. Everybody has their unique swing. You can't teach somebody to swing like somebody else. Sorry, that was just.
I know we're on the same page. We're the same. Yeah. Listen, Jason, I gotta tell you.
And I know that's where you were getting, so I'm sorry.
Jason, it irritates me to the bone. I want to choke him. I said, why do you swing like that now? You didn't swing like that a week ago. Well, I went to this place and they said I need to have more lift, and they're teaching me lift. And I said, stop it. I said, let's stop right now. I said, you need to go get your money back, and you don't go there anymore. Well, coach, they got Major League Baseball players over there, and like, listen, no, know your skills. Know what you're good at, first and foremost. First of all, you run a 6.60. There's no reason for you trying to hit the ball out the park. Use your legs. But, we're old school. I'm trying to teach them, God's given everybody a gift, okay? But you got to learn what your gift is. I don't need Jason to tell me that I can do such and such when I know that I run fast. There's this little bit of common sense they don't have. And I said that because what happened was he came to practice, Jason. He came to practice. He was swinging. Oh, it was embarrassing. So I'm like, come here, let me talk to you. I said, what's going on? He said, I went to this such and such place, and they said, I need you to lift your swing. I said, don't go back there no more. Just don't go back. And so anyway, the father said he can't go back, and he got back to his regular swing. And it's interesting because I was looking at a YouTube video about Frank Thomas. He was talking about just hitting the ball like normal. Just hit it normal. You ain't gotta try to lift it. It's gonna take off.
It
Can
is.
you talk about the difference of why it's so important to swing through the ball instead of trying to lift the ball? Because a lot of guys try to lift it. They always trying to lift the ball, hit it out. What do you think about that?
No, it's. I'm trying to hit a line drive. I'm trying to square the ball up. It's hard to hit in this game. It really is. And so I'd much rather try to hit the ball square than try to get underneath it. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it a lot. Um, our line drive swing will be on plane. It will be on plane from the pitch. And there's people that are out there trying to debunk this, and there's all this data and analytics, and I'm like, I
That's it.
don't care about that.
That's,
I
that's
don't
it.
have. I have a little bit. I have a Rapsodo. I don't even use. I mean, I think I'm going to sell it because I'm like, guys get so caught up. And I was just having this conversation today with a high school kid. I said, or no, he was, high school kid. I said, listen, nowadays everybody's chasing velocity, whether it's exit velocity, swing velocity, or pitcher's velocity. Everybody's chasing it, and I think it's putting you pitchers putting them in harm's way a lot. But for you hitters, I said it's going to create a longer swing. I
Swing.
mean, that
Right.
doesn't. I don't care how hard you hit the ball. I can tell with my eyes if you hit the ball hard. But if you're trying to get all these numbers, and I don't know if that's what college scouts are looking at, like, oh, what's his exit velocity? Who gives a shit? To hit the ball hard, yes. Perfect. Okay. I don't need all of that, but I don't know if that's what that's how they're weeding out guys and going, nah, well, let's see, he's got a 90 exit velocity, but I got this other guy at 96, that he averages that. I'm like,
But it doesn't mean
what?
anything.
Good thing about that is, but I don't know, is that during the game? Because I would
Right.
much rather have it during the game. During practice is a different deal. He's going to square the ball up more in practice.
Correct.
I would like, I mean, I can, but, I can, we all can see, like, hey, he hits the ball hard just about every time.
Right. Right.
Okay, good bat to ball skills. That's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good that you said that because it leads me to the next question. It says, can you give us three things that you think that high schoolers need to prepare to go to college? Three tips that you can give them that need to prepare so they can be noticed. Because a lot of times
Yes.
they go to these showcases, and they think they played the showcases. Then they're gonna go spend money at this, go to this school, go to this school. Give me three tips that you can say the high schoolers need to focus on to get to the next level.
Okay, number one, do your own recruiting. Your high school coach is not going to recruit for you. He's going to receive the calls and say, hey, talk to me about Savell, okay? But he's not going to go out and call, per se. I mean, if you're a good player, you're going to get found. You're going to get seen. But I remember because we didn't have email when I was coming up in early '90s, and I wrote over 200 letters.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Physically write the
Now
letters.
you can write one hard paragraph, list some, a couple of videos and a couple of references,
That's right.
and start sending them out to colleges, and that's what it is. And I know that there are some recruiting services, and
Correct.
I can go either way with that.
Right.
But if I'm going to, I'm trying to think about how I'm going to word this, but if I'm coming to recruit a guy or I'm looking to recruit a player for college, I'm looking at all kinds of attitudes. There's a lot of intangibles that I'm looking at, not just what's happening in the game.
Okay.
I'm looking about, are you a good teammate? Are you selfish?
Okay.
Do you go and pout the whole time? I want to know what happens when you make a mistake. I want to know. I want to see what you do when you make a mistake, because if you're a good player and you pout, I don't want that on my team. You're going to poison my team because you're a selfish player. There's a lot of other guys. You got to have the grades.
Grades.
If you don't have the grades, you're not going to play.
And you went to the University of Miami, so you got to have good
Yes.
grades.
Yes, but you're going to be a liability. You don't want to be a liability. Are you a shithead off the field? That's what I want to know. I want to know about your home life. I want to know about your social media, which we're going to hurt a lot of guys. I mean, these kids, they don't. I mean, I don't think kids should be on social media. Until 18 or maybe even older.
Right.
It's tough for us, and we know what's going on.
Correct. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a tougher thing now because I have a 15-year-old teenage daughter,
Oh.
and I'm like, you're not on social media. You're not going to get on it.
Well, hey,
It's
good job, Jason. I say thank you, brother. I like that. I like that. I like it.
yeah, I don't like you, Dad. No, but she doesn't say that. It was just,
Jason.
I said,
Oh,
you're gonna trust me. You got to listen and just believe, Dad, that I've been around. I've been on this earth 49 years.
hey man.
I kind of know what's going on.
Hey,
So
Jason, that's good,
still
man.
learning too.
I like that, man. I really appreciate that what you just said. You said grades, attitude, and are you a team player? I appreciate
And
what you
and
did.
and do your own recruiting.
All
You
right,
got you.
do your own recording.
And then whenever a college coach, recruiter texts you or emails you, you email them right back.
Oh man, you said it perfect.
I
Because
mean,
some
you're
guys
just
said
giving it away.
you're right.
And
Because
I think too, and Savell, I think too is that, and I was part of this. I thought I was better than what I actually was. Out of high school, I was a D2 player.
okay, okay,
I thought I was a D1, and I
right.
think a lot of these kids and parents believe that their son or their daughter, is better than everybody else or better than this. I'm like, I end up going to junior college, and I
Me
tell
too.
guys all the time. I said I've played this game. I was a hitter for 32 years, or played this game for 32 years, and the best baseball decision that I've ever made was that I went to junior college out of high school, and I got
Man,
drafted.
man,
And I got
that's
a chance to play. Even if I went D2, my butt would have been most likely be on the bench
mm,
because now you're behind other guys that are
right.
same talent as me that
It's
have
me.
been waiting their turn.
Right, right.
So
Man,
it's trying to educate kids about that as well too. I mean, you want to go somewhere you want to play. It's a status thing for a lot of parents and a lot of kids. I get it, and it was humble. I went to a very good high school here in Tampa, and Tampa Jesuit High School, and it's a very good high school.
hmm
And it was very humbling going to junior college where a lot of guys couldn't even pronounce it. It was called Okaloosa Walton Junior College. Now it's called Northwest Florida State College,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Panhandle. So they're like, Oko, what? Oko. And I'm like,
yeah.
it was,
Jason.
it was humbling, because, a lot of these kids are going on to big
Right,
schools
right.
and, just, it was humbling, but best baseball decision that I made in my career.
But it also made you a better man. And it made you a better man because based on the wisdom you have now, I mean, God put you there for a reason, and God worked things out with you, and it worked out for the bless. It worked out a blessing.
It did.
It did because you
I
said
think
so.
I think the main thing, I wasn't the best player on the team. I don't think I was ever the best player in any of my teams. Maybe when I was 9, 10, 11, it was consistency. I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined, and just grinded through it.
Wow, man, you
I
said
try
some
to
good
tell kids that. I said, look, I was not the best player, and everybody's trying to be the best player. Or I got to make varsity as a freshman. I didn't make it till I was a junior.
junior.
I mean, like, there's a Jordan story about that too.
Yeah.
I think
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. You're
I'm
right.
like the best by far overall basketball player ever. I don't know. There's not even a debate about it. There
That's right.
shouldn't be.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. You got me. Amen on that one. You're right,
And
Jason.
we got a chance to see him play where a lot of these younger kids, they had never, he was, man, it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Jason, I mean, you just gave some great information. You talked about consistency. You talked
Hmm.
about right attitude. You talked about we talked about analyticals just a little bit, because I had another show. The guy talked about analyticals so much, and I'm like, okay, it's good, but at the end of the day, can you produce? Can you produce in the game? In the game, not in practice, because practice is different. It's different when you play the game. Some people are just game people, and some people are practice. That's just what it is, Jason. You know that, man. I appreciate what you just said, man, and I want to go ahead and ask you one more question. And based
Yeah.
on your experience, I mean, because of time, I respect your time. I want to say thank you again for coming on. It has been, it's going by so fast. I'm like, man, I got so many more questions, but it's okay. You're doing a great job. Jason, one last thing, I want to ask you if you can help the listeners that are they're frustrated right now. And they didn't get an opportunity to get looked at yet. You said, go out there and make the calls, but they're getting frustrated. Can you leave some in closing encouraging words about
I
how
mean,
guys are?
yeah, and I say you got to do your own recruiting. You got to follow up. Continue to reach out to these guys. Play better. as old school as that, I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta play better, and maybe better is not the right word. Maybe it's more consistent.
Consistency.
Going back
Yeah.
to consistency.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you swinging at the right pitches?
Yeah.
And why aren't you swinging at the right pitches? Why are you taking the good ones? That's that mental approach that it
Right.
puts it all together. Like all these kids, and I tell these high school kids, I said, you guys got great hands. You got great hand-eye coordination. We pretty much got good bat-to-ball skills. You're athletic. What's missing is you being consistent, and stop thinking you're a freaking home run hitter. You're
Right.
not.
Right.
Hard as a teenager, and we both been there. It's hard to go out there and like, I'm gonna hit ball over the lights.
That's right.
I'm
That's right.
for 10,000 trying to do that.
You-
I might like to stop trying to do that. It's amazing. I hit more home runs
Where you
just
stop trying.
to put the ball in play.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
Having a plan.
You're right, Jason. That's been great, man. You've been so good. I'm like, man, I wish I had more time, but it's been a blessing. It's been nothing but a
I
blessing,
appreciate
man.
you having me on. I really do appreciate you
It's
having
been
me on.
it's pretty good.
You got some good stuff. I was looking at some of your videos. You got some good stuff, though. And
Thanks, man.
Hopefully that you have a lot of listeners and really listen to you. But I appreciate you having me on.
Man, I appreciate it, man. You know a couple of my buddies here in South Florida as well. It's been nothing but a great time with you. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna give out a shout for you as well. Hey guys, if you want to get a real old school, right teaching, right instructions, and you want to learn from a major leaguer, go to the Major League Approach in Tampa, Florida. Also, Jason will also help you the mental part of the game and work on being consistent. Guys want to learn how to hit, but you need a mentor. We all need mentors. You need someone that's been there. Someone that's been there. Please listen to me. Please listen.
That's what's missing in Major League Baseball and these organizations. They don't hire enough ex-players. They're putting more money in the analytics, and they're letting analytics run it. Not to say that analytics is wrong, but when you get math geniuses and you start throwing numbers at players, and we're going, hey man, I didn't go to MIT. What's all this mean? Just hit the fastball. How about that? But so though I also do virtual lessons.
Okay.
So whereas it's kind of like a Zoom call, then as long as I'm able to see your swing, and I do like I've done virtual lessons with my college and my pro guys after maybe a weekend series or after a few games, we'll go over some whatever video they have, talk about their mental approach. And tweak things here and there if they need to. Nothing about the swing. I don't talk anything about the swing. The swing is a product of what your pre-pitch thought was.
Okay.
That's why I have to have a consistent approach in order to have a consistent swing.
I got you. So Jason, what's your channels for the people that are listening, so they'll know how to reach you?
Yeah, I mean, you could reach me through thebigleagueapproach.com. thebigleagueapproach.com. You can reach me through TikTok at The Big League Approach, Instagram at The Big League Approach, even Facebook at The Big League Approach.
Okay. I just want to make sure I get that out there because, I mean, the information you've given out, I mean, it's been quick, really good. It's like eating a big hamburger real quick, and you guys get it down. It's just so good. The meat is really good. It's very good. I appreciate it, man. I want to close out because of respect for your time. I want to say thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. As I stated before, the Big League Approach. Hey, Jason is the man. He's old school, but hey, nothing like a guy that's been through it already, and all that getting understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing. If he's already been through there, listen to him. My question is, where are you being led? I'm closing out. Where are you being led? I always ask my listeners this, Jason, where are you being led? Other words, which direction are you going in? Are you going north, south, east, or we're all going somewhere, Jason? But the question is, where are you going? So the question is, where are you being led? The L stands for listen. Listen to everything that Jason has said. Ex-Major League Baseball player, been there. He's got a trophy. He's done all the grit. He's done the grind. Listen comes by faith. Faith comes by hearing. The next letter is E. Execute on what he said. He said, go to the recruiters. He said, go to the recruiters. Make a letter. Do whatever you need to do. They're not going to come to you. You go to them. I like that. The next letter is D. D stands for dominate. I personally believe, this is what my belief is, I believe that God's created all of us on earth to dominate in some field of life. If God's give you the talent, dominate. Be the best you. Don't try to be Bo Jackson when you're not Bo Jackson. Don't try to be Savell Laurie. You're not Savell Laurie. Be the best you. And I guarantee you, hey, things may happen the way you want, and if it doesn't, hey, you learn something in the process. This is Coach Lowry, aka Seville Lowry, with Jason, my man. I really appreciate with the big league approach. Hey, I'm signing out, Jason. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Yep.
We will talk.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Thank you.
Have a good day, man. Bye bye.
Bye bye.